So it's recording now.
Okay.
And my first question was, well, what kind of books do you like to read?
I am a romance, kind of fiction, kind of authors.
Yeah.
A lot of, like right now I'm reading Tammy Hogue, which is kind of a cop series kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there's some mystery in it
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So you like
I'm-
mysteries, romances, that kind of stuff?
I'm a big Nora Roberts fan.
I like her too.
Yeah. I've also, Cheryl Woods. I don't know if you know who that is. I've just recently gotten into her, and I've read just about everything she's written.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of waiting on her. She's got 3 books coming out within the next 3 months, and so I'm waiting to that.
So what is it that you like about, what is it you like about the genres that you read? Like romance, what about romance appeals to you?
Well, I don't really think it's the romance so much as the, excuse me. I think that I like the way the authors connect things.
Yeah.
I like the connection of, like, even if it's different people in the same family or different friends, or
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so like the relationships between all of the different characters. Okay, gotcha. How is it that you find out about books to read? How do you find out about authors?
Strangely enough, the Cheryl Woods, I got connected with her because I was reading a lot of books, and I have a friend that works over in Outreach, and she was looking for some books for me back in their archives, and they didn't have any of the books that I'd asked her to find for me, so she put in a Cheryl Woods book.
Yeah.
She said, "I think you might like this," and I read that one and everything else that I could get my hands on.
Yeah, good. I've heard good things about her, and her material seemed to check out a lot.
Yeah.
But another thing that we've talked about in my class is shelving. We've talked about how some libraries shelve genres separately, and so that's convenient for readers who know what they want, and so they come in saying, I want fantasy, so they can go straight to the fantasy section and just pick out fantasy. But then, like here, we just put stickers on the spines, which is better for maybe people who like to browse a little more.
Well,
But what's your opinion?
I've kind of gotten used to looking up different authors. I have a certain, like, Janet Ivanovich, and I mean, I've read all of hers, and so I'm kind of waiting for the next one that she has out.
Yeah.
So I've read, but I like being able to go to an author and see everything that they've got,
Right.
so I can pick out something I haven't read.
Okay. So you more go for looking for a specific author and going with that rather than looking for a specific genre type.
Well, if it was set up differently, I probably would look differently. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to just looking this way.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Although the paperbacks are kind of set up that way.
yeah, they are, and the paperbacks do tend to be more romance books.
Yeah.
And we do have our Western shelves separately, which I know is very convenient because we
Yeah.
have a few patrons that's all they read are those Westerns. So they come in, they go straight back to that corner, and they know what they want.
Exactly.
And so that is nice for them.
Yeah.
But I was talking with Peg, and she said that they actually used to do it separately by genre. But like right now, we just don't have the room,
Oh, I can see that.
and so they've had to put everything together.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can see the positives to it, and also how, like, a woman that I was talking to yesterday, she appreciated just being able to browse with everything together because
Yeah.
she doesn't really stick to one specific genre, you know.
Yeah, I can
So,
see that.
There was that.
I guess it would be more interesting if it was like the authors that I generally go towards have more books. They have a lot of books. I mean,
Right.
yeah, Nora Roberts has like 250 some books that she
Yeah.
has at this library. I mean, I think it would be for a smaller author or a newer author with less books would be easier to get into. I find I have to kind of be told about an author before I actually. I mean, I don't go to just any kind of book and start
Right.
reading it. I kind of have to know about what
You
it's
kind of
about.
rely on recommendations from friends. Okay.
Plus, I have my older sister is a bookaholic, I think we would call her.
Yeah.
She's one of those people that buys books from the book clubs and stuff. I mean, recently, in the last 5 months or so, I went home one time and we had to clean out her garage because she could hardly get her car in it because she had so many boxes of books.
Gosh.
And we gave like 25 boxes, crate boxes, like you get your paper in for
Yeah.
your copy. 25 we gave to the local library
Oh my
because she had
gosh.
those books. She had books, that many books.
Wow.
And so when I do go home, and I live in Illinois, or I'm from Illinois, when I go home and visit her, I do kind of go through what books that she has on her shelf that she's read,
Yeah.
and take stuff home. But since she's given those 25 boxes of books away, she doesn't have as many,
Yeah.
nearly as many as she used to.
Yeah.
But I end up, like, when I do find a book in the piles of books that she has at home, I tend to find, if I like something, I find that author's books and go through whatever is
Right.
left here that I haven't read.
So what's something that you've been reading lately that you really like?
Well, I really like this Tammy Ho book that I'm reading right now. I just looked up in the catalog, but we have several. I think there was like 45 or so books of hers. And this one, it's A Thin Dark Line is what I'm reading right now, and it was written in 97, I think. And a lot of the stuff that we have of hers on catalog is written like in 2003 and 2007, and so I'm trying to find older stuff of
Gotcha.
hers, which I think I would really like.
What type of stuff does she write?
She writes mostly, there's some romance in it, but she kind of reminds me of, it's about this book that that I'm reading right now is about New Orleans. The girl that is the main character is a she's actually a deputy in the sheriff's department, and she's having some problems because she's, running into, she's the only woman in the department, and she has a lot of problems with men having problems with women doing men's jobs.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot. I mean, there's some romance in it, and then there's some mystery in it, and
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those blends of,
yeah,
yeah, those are good.
I like those.
Yes, that's also something we talked about, is how a lot of books are starting to, like, it's getting harder to define some books and just limit them to one genre.
Yeah.
There's a lot, I think, what they call genre blending.
Genre blending.
Yeah.
That's good. I like
So,
that.
yeah.
The one thing I find is a problem with, as much as I like Nora Roberts, I find like if I I've read so much of her
Mhm.
that I could, within the first 10 pages, I could tell who the romance is going to be with. And,
Yep. Uh-huh.
they're
They're
going
kind
to
of
get married.
predictable.
And they're very predictable.
Yeah. But sometimes that's a very good thing. I mean, sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
I like picking up a book knowing how it's going to go, and then it's going to be happy, and the two people are going to end up together, and it's going to end the way I want it to end.
Yeah, that's very true.
But then, after a while, like you said, if you've read a certain author and read a lot of them,
Yeah.
you can kind of get tired of it at
Yeah.
the same time. So, I don't
Yeah.
know. I like mixing it up a little bit. Some predictable, but then throw in the
Yeah, that's
other
what
stuff too.
I just got my sister that I was telling you about in Illinois sent me a whole box of books that I'm starting to read through right now, and it's more of people I haven't read before, like
Oh,
Tammy
yeah.
Hogue and a couple of other books I haven't read. I mean, I haven't read these authors,
Yeah.
and I find that I find them interesting. So,
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that's all of my questions that I
Well, thank you.
have.